and demand supply for the government so that they are able to make contingency plans. Now, that hasn't been done outside of an emergency before, so that gives the government the powers should there be a crisis down the line. Now, the Premier and the Energy Minister say the biggest relief for Victorians will be a relief on demand, and hopefully they start to see supply stabilising with this excise that's been cut. At this stage, outages of petrol stations are currently stabilising as it is. We're starting to see more disparity, however, between outages in regional and Metro Melbourne's petrol stations. There is a bigger disparity across regional Victoria. At the moment, there are 86 petrol stations without diesel, 50 in regional Victoria, 44 without petrol, 29 in the regions. Now, this all comes with additional measures that the Premier's introduced, including her push to work from home as part of her policy announcement for later this year, and also an announcement yesterday made that transport in Victoria will be free from tomorrow.
What we are seeing is we're already seeing, and in my view, it's because households and families are concerned. They are seeing the prices continue to rise over the last few weeks as a result of the conflict in the Middle East around Iran. They are seeing prices go up, and in my view, that is triggering people to go and buy earlier or sooner or fill up more frequently than they would necessarily do so, because people have had that anxiety.
Now, as I said, from tomorrow for the month of April, trams, buses, trains will all be free. Public transport is free for every Victorian across the state, saving Victorians about $50 on average every week. Jade?
Okay, thank you, Jess. Australia's own Princess of Pop will soon perform on one of the biggest stages of her career. Kylie Minogue has been confirmed as the headline act for this year's AFL Grand Final at the MCG, where 100,000 spectators will be spinning around to her greatest hits.
A Melbourne icon back on her home turf.
Footy, I'm home.
One of Australia's most successful music exports, returning for our biggest sporting event. Kylie Minogue locked in to headline the AFL Grand Final pre-game show. When presented the opportunity for AFL CEO Andrew Dillon, it was love at first sight.
She's been on the list for a long time, but the team have worked really closely over the last few months, and yeah, we're really excited.
She grew up on our screens as Charlene from Neighbours and evolved into an international pop icon. The now 57-year-old amassing sales of more than 80 million records worldwide and 9 Australian #1 albums. She'll follow in the footsteps of Snoop Dogg, Katy Perry and Robbie Williams in recent years. Kylie, the first Australian act since Eskimo Joe at the 2021 Decider, which was played in Perth.
There'll be lots of colour and movement. She's got an incredible sort of catalogue of songs. She'll put on one of the biggest shows we've ever seen, I reckon.
It's rumoured Kylie will receive a 7-figure sum.
It'll be worth every cent.
Kylie's confirmation as the headline act comes after the AFL locked in a 2:30 start time for the grand final for the next 2 years. Just who will join her on stage on that one day in September will be revealed later this year. The set list is still to be worked out, but the CEO has just one request.
Locomotion, when she started, I don't mind that one.
Sam Mills, 10 News.
Now here's one of Kylie's biggest fans previewing Sport Quarters. A star kangaroo is facing a serious charge.
Yes.